GV. We have Texas A&M now, and they keep on expanding. And for a lot of the manufacturing and more of the 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 and more of the
And now we move into a workshop of the McAllen City Commission held in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. All workshops are open to the public and serve as an opportunity for city staff to present detailed information, reports, and updates to the Commission in preparation for future action or decisions. While no formal votes are taken during these sessions, workshops play an important role in the city's policymaking and decision-making process.
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's City Commission workshop. We have a few items. First, any questions to staff regarding our meeting at 5?
Mayor, I do have one question that relates to budget amendment. It's a transfer. Craig Road Extension, Ware Road to La Lomita, debit credit 395. And it was originally budgeted for 400, so I want to know what that's about.
Sure thing.
Thank you. I forgot what item it is, but it's that issue.
It's part of the, we got it.
Okay.
We'll get you an answer.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, next item, terminal expansion update.
Mayor, Commission, good afternoon. This is an update on the terminal expansion program that we've been working on. To date, we've gone through preliminary engineering report. Just to remind the Commission about the existing footprint and where we had planned through the terminal capacity study that we did over the year of 24 and part of 25 was extending to either side of the current terminal in the lobby area, in the baggage claim area and ticketing area, and then building the new concourse off to the west. You can see the outline in orange there. As we continue to look at spaces, adding capacity was one of the main goals for the program. Increasing the ticket counter capacity, adding a baggage claim, increasing restroom capacity, whereas right now we only have one public restroom, pre-security and post-security. The central expansion was the area right now where the pre-security coffee shop is, changing that to the TSA checkpoint. And then the new concourse off to the west, as you can see, a full 10-gate expansion is what was put into the capacity study. Future gate potential, maybe even an 11th for a ground load bridge, and then addition of concession space. Looking at the existing concourse, we'd be moving that pre-security concession that we have, the small coffee bar retail area, moving that. And that's some of the goals in the program, and I just wanted to remind about that, but I did want to touch on some other items. If you recall, on the we put together
Before you leave that, okay, because you had, it had 10 gates, proposed 10 gates, and future gate potential. What is the future gate potential roughly?
There's a couple things. If you see 9 and 10, right now we are needing the 8.
I can't see 9 and 10. Where's 9 and 10?
Off to the left.
Okay.
Right now we have potential to do 8, like in a phase 1, and then in a phase 2 maybe do the last 2 gates, the 9 and 10. We're looking at forecasting, and so the FAA is telling us that because of the forecasting and where the numbers are right now, they can justify 8 gates. The other 2, we're going to be planning for them, but that would be to help us for future capacity.
Okay. So there'll be 10 total.
10 total, yes, sir.
Well, for right now, it's 8.
No, we're planning for the 10. If you recall, we're looking at a couple of bid packages as we continue to look at the spaces and put those together. We for sure want to build 8 now.
8 now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with a potential of 10.
Correct.
That's what we're saying.
And maybe even we may be able to squeeze in like an 11th ground handling, being able to go downstairs, not with a jet bridge at the very end.
But
we're still looking at that
little bus
possibility.
to take you to the airplane or what?
I'm sorry?
How?
It would be close enough to walk. Just right there at the end.
Down.
Okay.
Are we limited in terms of the expansion by how
FAA is requiring us to look at the forecasting in terms of enplanements and deplanements, and that's why you're saying 8 is where we're at, based on the numbers. And probably, I would think all of us here at the table would find it more prudent to do the full 10.
Yep.
But the funding isn't there to support, or the numbers are not there to quite support the full 10.
Yes, Commissioner, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think it'd be in our best, it'd be an advantage for us to build a 10 right now. However, I'm still looking at other funding sources and trying to see what funding sources we can find that will help us for any kind of debt service we'd incur with some of this expansion.
You know,
Yeah, price is gonna change.
Yeah, it's going to go up. I mean, I think back in 1993, the terminal was built for like 30 million,
yeah.
right? Right, Tony?
It's pretty old.
And it's very nice, and it's very functional, and has been functional, and
Serves us well.
and with what is going on in our area, we're going to grow, and we will have more flights coming in and out, and we don't want to be limited by that. So whatever we can do to do this, I would try to put that in our budget.
If you recall, the biggest was a 20% year over year in 24. That one was,
Yeah.
we hit in 24,
Yeah.
we hit that, that huge. So it's been, when you're looking at the past 5-7 years, we've had like a very high growth rate. So we continue to look at that to be able to implement that into the forecasting to make sure that we build what we need. But yes, ideally we'd want to build the 10
The
gigs.
cost of construction 10 to 20 years from now will be exorbitant. And because of the low matching monies that we put in for this expansion that the FAA provides to us, very good investment for us.
With regards to the federal government or FAA's contribution to the terminal, is that using discretionary funding, or is it all based on the forecasting modeling that?
We're going after every funding available. It's using program funding, it's using discretionary, it's using other programs that they have available, airport terminal from IIJA program. This is the last fiscal year. We submitted an application for that. We submitted an application for EDA funds for the ramp to free up some of the money that we're going to use for that ramp to use it here in the terminal. So there's just a lot of moving parts with the funding mechanisms, and we'll continue to look and be aggressive with those on the federal side.
But to date, they're willing up to 8 gates,
Yes, sir.
and anything above would be on our own.
Right now, yes.
Correct.
I think as we're going through the program.
Because generally, I'd love to plan ahead and do all that type of stuff, but I would also hate to do something to try to fund something ourselves, and hopefully in the future, we can get grants and not utilize it. So that's the biggest concern I have. But
We just need to see the options.
Yes, sir. The next slide is just, we went through the whole visioning and the sense of place, which we were using the mood board for consideration. This is based off the mood board concept that was put together for the interior, so I just wanted to remind about that and the wow factor that wanted to be incorporated by the commission into the terminal program. One thing, the main purpose of this update was to talk about the utility infrastructure. Mechanical equipment, we talked about the terminal being built in '93, so it is up there in age. So a lot of the equipment is near or past its useful life. So there is air handlers. There's currently 3 air handlers in the existing terminal. So one of the things that we'd be looking at is replacing air handler 1 as well as air handler 2. And the air handler 3 is okay. That one doesn't need anything, but on the new concourse, there would be a air handler 4 proposed in the lower level for the concourse expansion.
That air handler was, did I read 2,000? What was it, 2,000 tons?
200 tons, sir.
Oh, 200 tons. Oh, yeah. I added a few keys right after that. Okay. I said, man, it better not be 2,000 tons.
Jeremy, at the risk of showing my ignorance, is the air handler kind of like the blower?
Yes, sir.
It is, okay.
Yeah, it's what blows all the air through these spaces, upper
Yeah,
level and lower level.
that's why I was maybe say 2,000, no way, it's too much, okay, 200, yeah.
They're about the size of a small room.
I
probably
read it
the-
wrong.
The
Sorry.
camera room over there. On the chillers, which, we have a chill water system that cools and heats the terminal. The existing mechanical room does not have any more room for capacity. Building out to the east is part of what we're programming. The 2025 ASHRAE industry updates now don't make the chillers with the refrigerant that we currently have, 134A. And so the 454B is the new standard. So when we do get to construction to be building these chillers to be able to cool the building, they will need to be replaced. Not to mention that the existing chillers that we put in about 2012 are close to the end of its useful life. So we'll look at that to see how we implement and replace the existing chillers that are in the existing building. The other part, the last part of the mechanical system for the HVAC is the cooling tower. When we built the new cooling towers a few years back during COVID, I believe it was in 2021, we left a space intentionally for a third cooling tower. So that third cooling tower will be needed at the point where we expand to be able to cool the chill water once it comes back across the coils. So that structurally is already there, so we would need to implement that new cooling tower. In addition to HVAC, we're looking at electrical redundancy. This being a critical infrastructure transportation system. Right now, we only have service off of one circuit off the substation that's near the convention center. And what we're looking at is to be able to have dual service or redundancy in our service to come off the substation on 23rd. So that would require some work of a 6-inch conduit being put in, along with some additional construction through the parking lot to get the two electrical lines in there, so we would be able to change if one substation goes down, which in the past, some of y'all that have been around, we haven't had electricity in the terminal, but like all the general aviation side of the house had a power, and vice versa. So this will give us that redundancy there to be able to switch to the other substation, and one of the substation goes down or there's mechanical issues at that substation. Inclusive of that is the service yard up on the east side. So there's some mechanical pads that are kind of laid out. We do have the room for the additional mechanical room or the electrical room for that equipment. So we'll be working towards that to be able to have that redundant service. And then the electrical service to the new concourse would be coming off the west side. That again would just be the service that's coming into the new portion, the new concourse area. Any questions on the electrical? On the plumbing, looking at new water service and rerouting some wastewater services that right now go through where the new concourse would be. That would need to be done not only for redundant water source, but also to be able to provide enough water and pressure to the new concourse. And then the wastewater reroute, the line is big enough, it would just need to be rerouted just because of the new expansion. And on the storm sewer side, the existing storm sewer, you can kind of see a squiggly line going through where the new concourse would be. We'd be rerouting the storm sewer around the terminal or the new concourse, and then coming back to tie into the existing, which would allow also for the surface runoff of the expanded apron. So in conclusion, the infrastructure is just as important as the spaces inside and adding capacity to the terminal. That needed infrastructures will be critical to the operations and the expansion. So, without this much needed infrastructure improvement, we won't be able to expand without getting those fundamental utilities in place first. that concludes the report.
Is there still a water detention pond immediately, I guess, southwest of the tarmac?
We have, through the safety project in the airfield, we have moved those south of the airfield,
Okay. So that's all
Close-
filled in and spread
closer
out?
towards the mission inlet, and that was in anticipation of some type of apron expansion. Right now, we're very tight on the apron. We got a remote parked aircraft. If we got to move aircraft, we don't have a lot of space right now to do that. And so I think we're in June, as early as May, we're going to have 7 remain overnights with only 6 gates. So we've got a remote park aircraft as it is.
Would it be appropriate right now to tell everyone here, about our parking lot, our new parking lot, and what we're building there across the street?
Sure. We awarded a contract to build a 200-space lot across the street to the north side, just the northeast corner of Wichita and Bicentennial. So that has commenced construction, so we'll hopefully be done in about 6 months with that time for the holiday.
Yeah, I got a few calls. That's why I said since we're on the air, that what's going up there, everybody's thinking it's another hotel. No, it's our parking lot.
It's better than a car wash.
It's better than a car wash, yeah.
And in addition to that,
Too soon, Commissioner, too soon.
that 200,
Touche.
in addition to that 200-space lot, we're also building a cell phone lot, a 44-space lot right in front of the taxi cab stand. So that's part of the awarded contract that we had last.
And those 200 extra parking spaces are long-term for what? What is it for?
I'm still working with the city manager on what we're going to do.
Okay.
But obviously, we need to expand on the capacity for the parking.
Right.
We'll have the spaces, and we are in the process of working out how to best use them, whether they're for employees, trying to work on some shuttle options, and make sure that if we're going to be remote, meaning across the street, that is as convenient as possible.
Excellent. Any other questions? Oh, if not, we'll recess into executive session.
Thank you.
This concludes the workshop of the McAllen City Commission. Workshops are held on the second and fourth Monday of each month at 4 p.m. in the City Commission Chamber, located on the 3rd floor of McAllen City Hall. The public is always welcome to attend or view online. Thank you for staying informed and engaged with the City of McAllen.
Rio Grande Valley with the goal of reducing accidental litters and lowering shelter intake across our region. This initiative is part of Palm Valley Animal Society's long-term strategy to support responsible pet ownership and strengthen animal welfare through prevention, not just response. The clinic is available exclusively to residents of the municipalities and counties that partner with PVAS. Because these entities help fund and support animal welfare services in their communities, we prioritize their residents to ensure resources are directed where they are contractually intended and where the need is greatest. The program is limited to specific zip codes because those zip codes fall within the jurisdictions of our partnered entities. This ensures that public resources are used responsibly and equitably, and that the benefits of the program directly support the communities whose local governments invest in Palm Valley Animal Society services. Focusing on these areas also allows us to target neighborhoods with historically high intake and stray populations. Residents can register online through Palm Valley Animal Society's website or by contacting our team for assistance. Registration remains open as long as appointment slots are available, and we encourage early signups due to high demand. The clinic operates every third